Could you fathom the terror of living in a city under a constant threat of attack from a weapon so powerful it was named Big Bertha? Now step into the shoes of the residents of Paris, a city which was once the beacon of art and culture, now witnessing an era of fear and destruction in the early 20th century. Envision the once beautiful cityscape of Paris, where jovial laughter was replaced by the thunderous sounds of incoming artillery, causing panic and fear amongst the civilians. Every day the Parisians would wake up to the looming dread of an attack, making the very act of living a horrifying ordeal. The constant barrage of the monstrous Big Bertha had turned their lives into nightmare. Memories of vibrant streets echoing with music and laughter were now replaced by the deafening silence of anticipation, waiting for the assault by the terrifying Big Bertha. This was a time of resilience and survival where every single day was a battle against fear and despair. The peace and normalcy that the Parisians once took for granted were now stories of a distant past, told in hushed whispers, drowned by the ominous sound of the Big Bertha. The city was held hostage by the looming threat, its beating heart palpable in the tense moments between the deafening roars of the attacks. This is a tale of resilience, fear, and the devastating effects of warfare on civilian life. A tale where the spirit of Paris, the city of love, was tested against the horrifying reality of a weapon so powerful, it was named Big Bertha. The year was 1914. A time when the world as we knew it was on the brink of massive change. The conflict that would become known as World War I had just been ignited, setting the world stage for a catastrophic clash of nations. The German juggernaut, with its armed forces equipped with cutting-edge technology of the time, was advancing at an alarming pace through the vast territories of Europe. At the heart of this conflict was the city of Paris. This iconic French capital, known far and wide for its vibrant and influential culture, was about to experience a critical turning point in its storied history. Renowned for its flourishing artistic scene, a cradle of creativity and innovation, and its romantic settings, the city of love, Paris was caught in the crosshairs of a raging war. The streets that once bustled with life, laughter, and the sweet aroma of baked goods were about to be replaced with fear, dread, and the stench of gunpowder. This beautiful city, comprised of historic landmarks, such as the breathtaking Eiffel Tower and the charming Seine River, was on the brink of witnessing one of the most horrifying incidents in its history. Paris, a beacon of civilization, was about to be plunged into darkness. As the German forces approached, Parisians held their breath in fear, anticipating the impending devastation. The city, once a sanctuary for peace and love, was on the verge of becoming a battlefield. The French capital of Paris, a city known for its culture, art, and love, was about to witness one of the most horrifying incidents in its history. The Germans had developed a long-range siege gun known as Big Bertha. This monumental creation was not just any ordinary artillery, it was a mammoth source of destruction, a symbol of dominance, a terrifying weapon that stood as a severe testament to the advances in warfare technology. Unlike the world had seen before, Big Bertha wasn't confined to the limitations of her predecessors. This colossal weapon was capable of launching shells over an astonishing distance of 75 miles. Its mechanical prowess was such that it could hurl projectiles at an overwhelmingly impressive velocity, obliterating anything that stood within its formidable range. In comparison to other firearms, it served as a terrifying reminder of the immense power warfare technology had acquired. One cannot talk Big Bertha without mentioning its infamous target, the city of Paris. A city renowned for its cultural richness, architectural beauty, and historical significance, was well within the merciless range of this devastating weapon. Being a vibrant hub of art, culture, and life, Paris was an unsuspecting victim of Big Bertha's wrath. On the 23rd of March 1915, the first shells mercilessly fell on the city. The once bustling streets echoed with the deafening roars of this dread-inducing weapon. The city was under attack, a situation that no one could have predicted or prepared for. And the residents, they could only watch in horror, their hearts filled with dread as their beloved city was bombarded, helplessly witnessing the destruction of their home. Over the next 4 years, Paris would be subjected to over 21 shell attacks, A city once known for its romantic charm and elegant beauty now stood shrouded in the horrifying anticipation of devastating bombardments. These attacks, sinister and sudden, would rip through the usual tranquility, turning the City of Light into a landscape marked by fear and anxiety. The terror was not merely due to the attacks themselves, but also in their haphazard nature. They were never premeditated or planned, always striking out of the blue, leaving behind an atmosphere of dread that wrapped the city like a dark cloak, led to an unpredictable reign of chaos, filling the hearts of the Parisians with immense fear and trepidation. The once vibrant city was now a shadow of its former self, its inhabitants living in a state of perpetual fear, never knowing when the next shell would fall. The constant threat of attack took a significant toll on the mental health of the Parisians. The daily life of these people was significantly impacted, with the looming danger consuming their thoughts. The city that was once vibrant and energetic, adorned with people laughing, embracing, and cherishing life, started to change. The atmosphere shifted, as the joyous chatter was replaced by somber silence, and the streets that used to be bustling with activity were now empty, with only the whispers of the wind echoing through them. Many individuals developed shell shock, a psychological condition caused by the trauma of war. It was a distressing disorder that encapsulated the horrifying effects of the relentless bombardment. The individuals affected were constantly living in a state of fear, with the echoes of the war shaking them to their core. Their lives were dictated by the terrifying sounds that haunted their dreams, creating an environment of relentless fear and anxiety. The city, once full of life and laughter, was now a place of fear and uncertainty. Despite the ever-present threat, the spirit of the Parisians remained unbroken even in the face of such adversity, symbolizing their innate resilience and bravery. The echo of laughter might have faded, but the spirit of the city remained, a beacon of light in the darkness, a symbol of hope amidst the despair. The attacks finally ended in November 1918, when the armistice was signed, marking the end of World War I. This marked the belated cessation of a conflict that had torn through Europe, leaving devastation in its wake. Relentless bombardment had transformed the city of love, Paris, into a wasteland of charred buildings, rubble, and wreckage. The once lively streets bustling with vibrant life, silent, a grim testimony to the destructive power of war. The inhabitants of the city found faced with the colossal task of rebuilding not just their homes, but their lives as well. The physical damage, while horrific, was dwarfed by the emotional trauma that the survivors had to grapple with. The echoes of the shells ringing in their ears, the faces of their lost loved ones haunting their dreams. The war had changed the city, not just in terms of its physical landscape, but it had irrevocably altered the psyche of its people. The shell attacks on Paris were a tragic reminder of the devastating effects of warfare on civilian populations. To recap, Paris was subjected to relentless shell attacks from 1915 to 1918. This period left an indelible mark on the city's history, with the terrifying sounds of explosions echoing through the narrow cobblestone streets and the monumental architectural wonders. The sudden and unforeseeable nature of these attacks was horrifying. People were living at the mercy of an invisible enemy, their hearts pounding each time an explosion rocked the city, each time the ground under their feet trembled. The uncertainty was nerve-wracking. The threat was omnipresent, casting a terrifying shadow over their daily lives. Children would often wake up in the middle of the night, crying out in fear. Men and women alike would often find themselves frozen with terror, unable to move. Many Parisians developed shell shock, a psychological condition caused by the extreme trauma and fear. The city was scarred, both physically and emotionally, by these attacks. This tale of Paris under siege is a deeply moving and poignant recollection of the grim realities of war. It is an unflinching portrayal of a time when terror reigned, and life as we knew it was turned upside down. It paints a vivid picture of the city, once filled with joy and vibrancy, now a desolate scene of destruction and despair. Across its streets, the echoes of fear and reverberated, silently narrating the untold stories of its people. In this gripping tale, we bear witness to the strength and courage that ordinary men and women displayed amidst the chaos. Through their struggles, we experience a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the indomitable will to survive, to hold on to hope when hope itself seems lost. We see the untold heroes who confronted unimaginable horrors with unwavering bravery, their spirit unbroken by the trials they endured. Yet it is more than a tale of survival, it is a chilling reminder of the scars that warfare upon innocent lives. It brings to light the destructive power of conflict and the immeasurable loss that follows in its wake. Countless lives altered forever, dreams shattered, futures snuffed out. The haunting imagery serves as a stark indication of the devastating effects of warfare on civilian life. As we journey through this narrative, we're reminded of the importance of history. Ensuring these stories, these lived experiences of individuals are not lost in the annals of time. They should be remembered, retold, and reflected upon. It is a story that should never be forgotten, a historic tragedy that reveals the devastating effects of warfare on civilian life.